Welcome to our first behind-the-scenes look of a SHOOTSTA Premiere project. For this project, we're looking at creating 4 different webinar, interview, talk show styles, all in the studio right behind us. Different sets, different talent, gonna be a lot of fun. And here's Andras telling you a little bit more about our lighting setup.
So, for this scene, basically as we wanted to imitate like a high-key talk show style, we're not going overly cinematic or dramatic, and the lighting choice and this whole setup consists of a couple interesting solutions. We have this big aperture lantern here, and we'll dial it into around 3000, probably what we're going to go for, which is a bit warmer than daylight, and the hair lights already dialed in to 3000 Kelvin, so these lights and the hair lights will be matching. So if there is any spill coming from the hair lights on the foreground, it's not going to be noticeable. And that's how we want to clearly separate the foreground interview area from the color background. And then of course we have the good OGs, the novas in the background, aperture novas, where we can literally change the background color however we want. And now we flag them off because we obviously want to kind of separate this foreground area with a different color temperature. We don't really want spill from the background, and that's how we get this nice clear background separated from the foreground. And the other one, this big boy, we still haven't dialed in the color, but we also have an aperture 600C, just to pull up all these little shadow sides and the foreground, and also just to give a little catch light into the interviewer's eyes. So just to give a little catch light, pull up the foreground a bit, and there you have it. We have a nice high-key opera style talk show setup.
Now just time to get programming. For this project, we have 5 camera angles set up, and before you say, hey, that seems a little bit excessive, trust me, it's going to look amazing. For our first camera, we have our FX6 running at 24-70. This is just capturing our wide of both our guest and our host. Next to it, we have our A7S III with a 70-200, capturing a mid-shot of both host and guest, depending on who's speaking. Underneath that, we have a ZV-E1 running a 16-35 on a motorized slider, and honestly, I think it's my favorite camera of all. It just looks so sick. And lastly, we have 2 FX3s running 70-200s, capturing kind of an over-the-shoulder look at each of our guests from the sides. Right behind me over here, tying everything together, we have all our cameras hooked up to HDMIs or Teradecs, running into an ADA Mini, which is plugged into a lovely TV. This makes it so much easier to monitor cameras as opposed to walking around, making sure our subject hasn't moved, framing's right, focus, all that type of stuff. So it's great to be able just to look at that TV and be able to know everything is as it should be. For audio, we have our Zoom F6, everything being plugged into it, can be monitored right next to our TV, so we can make sure everything sounds good, looks good, and frankly is good. Fun tip, if you ever wanted to turn wired headphones into wireless headphones and have a spare wireless audio system, so just like a Rode Wireless Go or something like that, all you need to do is plug the receiving end into the end of your headphones and the transmitting end into the headphone jack of your audio recorder, and you all of a sudden have wireless headphones. Fun fact. For this shoot, we were also playing around with some anamorphic lenses, just seeing what it would look like, and frankly, it looked absolutely fantastic, but not for this shoot. But stay tuned because we have a really fun project using anamorphic lenses soon. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you want to see any more content like this, walking through some behind the scenes of what we're doing over here at SHOOTSTA Premiere, I'd love to make more videos, so let us know.